Well, Jammu is facing rising threats from drones, as 7 more drones have been spotted in this area after the attack on the Air Force station over the weekend. A high-level security meeting has been chaired at the Jammu Police Headquarters with the DG of the NSG and the DG CISF in the wake of rising threat. Sources are telling India Today that to beef up the security, anti-drone systems have been deployed by the NSG at the Jammu Air Force station. Electro-optic system along with soft jammers have been deployed for high-tech surveillance. In addition to that, high drone guns have been deployed with high mast lights. Rajouri District Administration in Jammu has banned the use and storage of drones and other flying objects to counter the drone threat. Police have started a door-to-door verification drive in residential areas near the Air Force station. This after a drone was spotted today at around 4:40 am near the Goswami Enclave in Kaluchak, while another drone was sighted at around 4:52 am near Jammu Air Force Signal in Kunjwani. My colleague Sunil G. Bhatt is getting us more details. Sunil, even as we speak, there is a high-level meeting at the Jammu Police Headquarters on the road ahead as far as this new concern, this big headache from Pakistan is concerned, isn't it?
Absolutely, Sneha. Right now I am standing outside police headquarters here in Jammu, and an important meeting is taking place between Director General of NSG, CISF and top police officials from the Jammu division, and a new strategy is being formulated to counter the threat that is now emanating from the sky through the drones. It's a new modus operandi of the terrorists. They are using drones to target the defense installations. This is the 4th day in a row when drones have been spotted at important defense installations in Jammu division, and that is why we have top security agencies, intensifying the investigation into this entire matter. The Union Ministry of Home Affairs has already handed over the investigation to the NIA. But Jammu and Kashmir Police is also investigating this matter, and today a door-to-door verification drive was launched in the residential areas which are nearby the Air Force station. Details of the tenants who are living in those houses, in the residential houses, have been collected by the police teams, and now they are trying to work on this lead, that whether this drone was launched from any residential area nearby the Air Force station. This is the latest update as far as the investigation is concerned, and we have top officials from the security agencies in Jammu right now, whether it's Director General of NSG or Director General of CISF. Right now they are in a huddle with the top police officials of J&K Police Department. And Sneha, there is another update that Airports Authority of India has also called an important meeting, high-level meeting. The meeting is currently underway, and the Jammu airport officials are also participating in this meeting through virtual mode. And right now, Sneha, you can see the cavalcade of the NSG DG was inside the police headquarters, and right now we can see that they are coming out of the police headquarters. My camera person is showing you the pictures. These are the live pictures we are getting from the police headquarters in Jammu. You have DG NSG, DG CISF. They were having a very important meeting inside the police headquarters in Jammu, and the meeting has just got over, and now they are leaving towards the airport. So these are the live visuals we are getting from the police headquarters in Jammu. There was an important meeting that was taking place here in Jammu at the police headquarters between DG NSG, DG CISF and top police officials, and a new strategy was being discussed here about to counter the threats that is now emanating from the sky through the drones. So we can see that there is an alarm in the security establishment. High alert has been sounded across the length and breadth of Jammu and Kashmir.
All right, Sunil, thanks for getting us all of those details. Sunil with that ground report. And this is the first time that drone-mounted IEDs have been used in India to target an Indian Air Force base. But drones give terrorists and their sponsors a major edge. Plausible deniability, standoff attack, low radar signature, virtually impossible to detect. Terrorists have also used drones in Syria, Iraq and Saudi Arabia. But now there is a clear and present danger even in India. Shivarur and Abhishek Bhalla get us this special report.
Tiny little carriers of terror, with nothing but the wind beneath their little rotors. They've signaled a new nightmare for Indian security. We've long been in the age of military drones, but it's the most simple of these unmanned air machines. Tiny little hobby quadcopters that are now the compellers of India's sleepless nights. The monster question: can India stop mini drone warfare, or are we doomed to be overwhelmed? The bad news first. There's no blanket solution, and the literally miniature size of the threat means there's never going to be 100% defense against it. A comprehensive approach is going to be necessary. First things first, traditional air defense radars at our military stations and airports are programmed for large targets like aircraft, helicopters, and bigger drones. If they're calibrated to detect small hobby drones, even birds would set off radar alarms, overwhelming the system and causing chaos and confusion. Apart from sanitization of areas around sensitive installations, specialized equipment does exist to counter drones in flight. But these again are hit or miss, with no guarantee of full protection. As you can imagine, the Indian Air Force and Bureau of Civil Aviation are scrambling to address the threat to installations. Most technologies, including anti-drone jammers and systems, are deployed in the terminal stage of a rogue drone's flight path, the last 100 meters or so, when there's very little reaction time. It would therefore be hard for a defense system to precisely identify a rogue drone's vulnerabilities and then deploy countermeasures. India's own DRDO says that its anti-drone device can bring down micro-drones at a distance of up to 3 kilometers and use lasers to target them from distances of over 1 kilometer away. Another security force operating under the Home Ministry recently imported a high-powered electromagnetic system, which zaps drones with an electromagnetic pulse, causing them to crash. But these systems could not be deployed at airports because of the risk to incoming aircraft. So you begin to see the complications in anti-drone defense. The outlook remains unfortunately bleak. Many existing countermeasures will be powerless against a swarm attack, a pack of drones flying into their targets from multiple directions. The next big scare began in Jammu, for which there are few answers yet. With Sandeep Unithan in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Some news just coming in. Aam Aadmi Party MLA Atishi has got an income tax notice of allegedly not declaring assets in the election affidavit which she filed before 2020 Delhi Assembly elections. The MLA there has rejected the charges, saying that she has in fact declared all her assets. We have a reaction as well from Atishi. Listen in.
आम आदमी पार्टी के नेताओं को परेशान करने का, आम आदमी पार्टी के नेताओं को डराने धमकाने की जो कोशिश है कोई नई नहीं है। कभी सीबीआई की रेड हो जाती है, कभी इनकम टैक्स की रेड हो जाती है, कभी ईडी का नोटिस आ जाता है, तो कभी दिल्ली पुलिस का केस हो जाता है। लेकिन हम भाजपा को ये बताना चाहते हैं कि हम उनकी ओछी हरकतों से डरने वाले नहीं हैं। हम ईमानदार राजनीति करने आए हैं। हम एक एक पैसे का हिसाब पार्टी का भी देते हैं और अपने व्यक्तिगत पैसे देने का भी हिसाब है।
Well, a study by the US National Institute of Health on Bharat Biotech's Covaxin has revealed that this vaccine is neutralizing both the Alpha and the Delta variants of coronavirus. According to the published results from a phase 2 trial of the vaccine, Covaxin is safe and well tolerated. The NIH has further gone on to say that the safety data from a phase 3 trial of Covaxin will become available later this year. The study suggests that Covaxin generates antibodies that effectively neutralizes various lineages of coronavirus. The top American Health Research Institute has said that adjuvants, which are substances formulated as part of a vaccine to boost immune responses, has contributed to the success of Covaxin. The study called Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta and Delta Plus variants of concern. These are the variants of concern that are being tracked also by the World Health Organization. Well, the pandemic has changed the way children look at schools. With so many questions on the future of in-person classes, open-air classrooms could be the answer. Here's a special report from Odisha.
Okay, and now,
For more than a year now, a computer screen has been their classroom. Cooped up in their homes, the only connect with schoolmates has been through the tiny windows that pop up on their monitors. Math or physics, it is on Zoom where they find the answers. With the third wave lurking round the corner, it could be some time before they step into a school again. Schools themselves are experimenting on how to cope with the new normal, particularly where access to internet itself is a challenge. Mo Chata Shali is an initiative in Odisha that could have some answers. No internet or digital devices are needed here, but more than 1 lakh children in 17 districts of the state get a solid community-led education. The concept resembles the age-old Gurukul system, open-air classrooms to suit the current post-COVID scenario.
आगुरी तो लॉकडाउन आम भितर मोबाइल नहीं बड़ मोबाइल नहीं बोलिकिना पिला पढ़ुले ना एवं अब गोटे पद्य कवच गोटे अच्छी तार पढ़ाऊँ 2 घंटा देना पढ़ाऊँ एवं आज माने पिला मन को उद्देश्य बंद हो.
Children are happy, parents even more so.
आम गाँव लोक खुशी पिला मान को खुशी समस्ते गाँव लोक.
The initiative comes with its challenges. Money is needed to run the show, and that's running out.
आम गाँव रे पिला माने अधिक खेलाखेली करथिबारु मु सेमानंकु सकाळे 2 घंटा पाठ पढ़ाउछि सेति मते सेही चाटाचारी रो काम भल लागुछि.
The Odisha initiative is one that could be a worthy model to follow, particularly for less privileged students. Hopefully, the state government will keep the money flowing. With Revati Hariharan, Sneha Mordani, in Delhi for India Today. Well, a war cry for women's safety has gone up in Andhra Pradesh, with the Chief Minister announcing a slew of measures designed to help crack down and prevent crimes against women. Here's more.
Going to the very heart of public safety, it's the latest campaign by the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. YS Jagan Mohan Reddy on Tuesday announced that women's safety is the topmost priority for his government. Chief Minister Jagan was participating in the Disha app awareness program in Golapudi, Vijayawada, where he directed officials to take up door-to-door campaign in creating awareness on the app, ensuring that every woman in the state downloads it. Referring to a gang rape incident that took place at Prakasam Barrage that enraged him, he declared that he has decided to create awareness on the Disha app, a mobile app designed to protect girls and women in danger by rapidly alerting police.
ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ అంతా ఇదే పరిస్థితిలోకి రావాలి. సచివాలయాలు, గ్రామ సచివాలయాలు, గ్రామ వాలంటీర్లు, మరీ ముఖ్యంగా సచివాలయాల్లోని మహిళా పోలీసులు అండ్ వాలంటీర్ల మీద ఈ బృహత్తర బాధ్యత కూడా ఎంతైనా ఉందన్నది ఖచ్చితంగా మర్చిపోవద్దంటమ్మా. రాష్ట్రం మొత్తం ఇదే పరిస్థితిలోకి వచ్చి ప్రతి స్మార్ట్ ఫోన్లోనూ దిశ యాప్ ఉండేట్టుగా చర్యలు తీసుకుందాం.
According to the government, over 17 lakh people have already downloaded the Disha app, and it would reach 1 crore downloads soon. He also said that the app had won 4 national awards. The app is developed in such a way that it can alert the police control room when a woman or a girl in distress shakes the smartphone with the app 5 times or touches the SOS button and ensures speedy response. The app also has the option called Track My Travel for safety and guidance during travel.
Audio video record అవుతుంది, సెండింగ్ యువర్ రిక్వెస్ట్ అని వస్తుంది. ఎస్ సార్, SOS బటన్ నొక్కాడు సార్, ఆ కెమెరా యాక్టివేట్ అయ్యి మీ ఆడియో వీడియో కట్ అయ్యి వెళ్తుంది సార్.
The Jagan Reddy government has already set up 18 Disha police stations in the state and a special Disha Act ensuring speedy trials and justice in crimes against women. The Andhra government has also deployed 900 mobile patrolling teams in sensitive areas where crimes are likely to occur, and a woman police officer has been appointed in village and ward secretariats. With Ashish Pandey, Bureau Report, India Today.